Hello YouTube. Welcome back to Bald Man Building an Airplane. This is Flaps video number 4 in the Wing series. And in this video we'll be working on the ribs for both the left and right flaps. So these all come with an extra tab on them. I assume it's to do with the forming process. Because you can't really form a corner properly without a long piece on it, so you have to cut the tab off all of them. And I was thinking I would do it on a bandsaw, and then nope, easy way to do it is with the snips. So I brought the snips out and just clipped them, but you gotta make sure you don't clip the next flange at all. So there's a couple of them where I did that. It just nicked it basically, and then I took back and went over them with the file to make sure that any nick that I made in that next flange was sort of smoothed out and rounded, so that way it wasn't going to cause a crack later on. Because the last thing I'd want would be to have one of the flanges disconnect from the web, and then have a weird flappy skin on my flaps. Yeah. So that's how... let's see here. Oh, yeah, gotta... Also, they're pretty small. They're pretty lightweight metal. And when they form them, they sort of pucker between the flanges. And so you gotta go through and remove that pucker. They say use duckbill pliers. I assume that's because you can like get the flange all at once. I just used these I can't remember what they're called. These pliers that I've got, they're always flat to one another. Knipex, Knippex. Very nice. So they are always parallel to each other on the surface. And so I just use those sort of squeeze the pucker out of the places. So, and then these also were, interestingly, the number 40 holes in them were all pretty well final sized, but the number 30 holes that attached to the spar were not final sized, which I thought was interesting. And I find out later that the spar also was not final sized, which, you just run the reamers through them and it's fine. But I like the system I had there where I just put 2 drills out, one with each size reamer, and you just run them through real quick on both. So we did reaming, and then we need to do deburring of both the edges and of the holes. Boring same stuff over and over again that we've done so many times. This time I decided that the optimal solution would be to clamp the Dremel with a little bit of Scotch-Brite Scotch-Brite wheel in it onto the end, and then use that for edge deburring, and I could get in between the flanges with it as well. It worked out really well. Holding the Dremel is obviously the safer way to do it. I don't think that this is very safe now that I'm looking at it. It's kind of like using a bench grinder, but if it got away, then it would go spinning out of control. Could be bad. Probably shouldn't do that again, but I probably will because it's just a silly Dremel tool. Alright, back to work. Someone's bothering me. Oh, I think this is my buddy Bill bothering me. He wants me to come work for him or something. Yeah, somebody keeps bothering me. Wow. Anyway, we'll be done deburring here, and then in the next one, I believe we start some initial assembly. Probably after deburring the skins, though. So, we'll see you soon. Thanks for coming by.